Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Brian's Horror Corner, and welcome to this horror movie pack review video as part of my November series where I take a look at several of my horror movie packs from my collection. This is the third and final one for the month, only doing three. I'll definitely be doing more of these kind of series next year in 2023 because I have so many horror movie packs. But we're going to go ahead and end this thing with this four film horror collectors set here, and unfortunately, it's we're not ending it on a very good note. But anyway, this includes Hindsight, Night of the Living Dead, Razor Eaters, and Cruel World. Three of these are basically more modern, and this one, of course, isn't. This is 1968. So the first thing I noticed about this series is, or this horror movie pack is you have Night of the Living Dead from 1968, which is a horror classic. And then you have three definitely non-horror movies, and they're considered to be well, this one is considered a horror movie, Cruel World, which is the last one I watched. These two are definitely not horror, and I have questions about how much of a thriller they are as well. They're kind of played as thrillers. But anyway, this is just a really mismatched horror movie pack, and it's one that I'm going to be getting rid of in case you can't tell by my demeanor having watched these movies. So I'm just going to kind of go in this, like I've been doing before, going in the order of my least favorite to my favorite of these four movies, and this is going to be kind of tough. But my least favorite would have to be Razor Eaters because I couldn't even finish this one. This is about a lethal mix of Fight Club, Jackass, and Natural Born Killers. Razor Eaters follows an um, anarchist gang. Wait a minute. Anarchist gang on their week-long rampage of violence, death, and destruction based on shocking true events. Yeah, it just didn't do anything for me. I put on about an hour of it, and I could see where it was going, and I wasn't all that interested in the first hour of it anyway. Um, this was actually, I believe, an Australian movie, I want to say. Not, it wasn't released in the U.S. It was Australian, I believe. Not and that's not what's wrong with it, but that's just another thing I noticed about the mismatch of these four movies. Um, but yeah, it's just that's a lot of video, like shot on video kind of scenes, where you follow this gang around, and but you just don't care about any of the characters. You don't care about the quote unquote good guys, like this police officer that's investigating. It's just kind of hard to follow, and it doesn't look all that great either. So yeah, Razor Eaters is going to be fourth. Third, I'll probably, eh, it's between two of them, and neither one are great. But I guess I'll go with Cruel World as my third, second least favorite or third favorite, however you want to look at it. The only thing that caught my attention about this one is it has a couple of actresses that I actually recognize, Edward Furlong and Jamie Presley, although Jamie Presley's only in this movie for about 10 or 15 minutes at the beginning. Edward Furlong's in the whole movie, but this is basically about a vengeful reality show reject traps nine. Oh, so let me rephrase that. A vengeful reality show reject who's Eddie Furlong. He traps nine co-eds in his own sick version of reality TV where the challenges are bizarre, the danger is real, and death is just a competition away. So when you read it and you think about it, it sounds like it might be pretty interesting, actually. This was made in 2005, so it was kind of during the time of reality TV shows, or like those, like Big Brother and Survivor and all that stuff, when they were really kind of at the apex. Um, these sort of reality game shows and things like that. But the execution of this movie's so bad. The acting's not great. They basically give away any sort of intrigue or suspense in the movie's given away and ruined in the first 15 minutes of the movie. You basically know exactly what's going on. I don't care about any of the characters once again. Eddie Furlong's way over the top. Obviously, you're not supposed to like his character, but I didn't really like his performance all that much either. Even though you're not supposed to like his character was also piss poorly written. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. And then the ending as well is, it's, you can see it coming like 40 minutes into the movie. Cruel World is, it was cruel to watch the movie, quite frankly, and to get through it. So that's going to be number three. Number two, I'm going to go with Hindsight. This one is when an unexpectedly pregnant and broke couple lists their unborn baby for adoption on the internet to score an upfront payment. They're lured into a twisted, sadistic game of desperation and deception. This stars Jeffrey Donovan, Lenore Varela, Waylon Payne, and Miranda Bailey. This one was at least watchable, although I didn't really feel like it was that. It wasn't really that much of a good thriller. Even it's certainly not a horror movie, and I would, like I said, I would question how much of a. I guess it is a thriller, but it's not a good thriller in my opinion. It's much more of like a. There's comedy elements to it. There's some drama elements to it, and maybe the last 15, 20 minutes has the sort of the thriller aspect to it. It was okay, man. It's certainly not good enough where I'm going to keep this pack as a result of it or anything like that. Um, but it was okay. I'm trying to see if there's anything else I could say about it. Basically, these two couples are both kind of twisted and they're kind of there under false pretenses, so they try to outdo each other and who's going to survive and those type of things. And the problem that what I don't like about the movie is though it's told basically in reverse, not in reverse, but like one of the main characters is telling a story to somebody that picks her up on the side of the road or picks them up on the side of the road. And so it's a flashback story. The whole movie is just a series of flashbacks. Well, obviously we know how it's going to end. We already know one character is not gonna is gonna survives because they're the ones telling the flashback story, and it's just a piss poor way to tell the narrative of this story. That's really my biggest problem with it. But like I said, of these three anyway, it's the most watchable. I guess it has the most intrigue just because of the idea of it. A young couple, very redneck couple, by the way, end up becoming pregnant and they don't really want the baby, but they want the money because they're basically they don't have any money and they're basically ripping off motels and all kinds of stuff. And but like I said, the way they told the story was just like the worst thing they could have done for any sort of narrative or any sort of suspense that could have been created by the movie. So yeah, that's those three, and obviously number one is going to be a movie I already have on an individual release, which is Night of the Living Dead. And I watched a little bit of this. I have to say I'm glad I have the version I do because this doesn't look nearly as good as the release, the version of this movie that I have. Obviously, Night of the Living Dead by George A. Romero is a classic. It's probably my favorite zombie movie. I'm not the biggest zombie fan ever. This and 28 Days Later, though, are at the top of the list for me. But again, why would I keep this? I have a much better, much clearer version of this movie on an individual release, and I think it also has special features on it. So, if this is the only movie that would cause me to keep this four pack, then you can imagine that I'm basically saying goodbye to this four pack because none of these other three movies, this one's certainly not going to have me keep it. This one's certainly not going to have me keep it, and even this one, because of the narrative, isn't going to have me keep it. So yeah, unfortunately, this is a four film collector's set that I'm going to be getting rid of because there's just nothing that I need. Have this already. These three I don't need to watch again. Um, and it's also kind of crappy advertising and marketing too. Clearly, they're just trying to get people to view these three movies by putting this one in here because the fact is, this is a really bad modern horror movie. These two are quote unquote thrillers. And like I said, I have some questions about how much thriller they even are. This one at the end, this one obviously didn't do it for me. And then you throw Night of the Living Dead. The only reason they have this in here is to get people to watch these three. And I know they do that with horror movie packs because these three aren't worthy enough to have their own individual releases. So I'm not blind or naive to that fact, but it's definitely a pack that I'm going to be letting go and getting rid of here. So yeah, unfortunately, we're not ending this series on a better review. Although the first two movie packs I reviewed had much more staying power for me. This one does not. So go ahead and comment down below if you guys have seen any of this movie. I mean, obviously, I'm assuming everybody's seen this one, but hopefully you have it on an individual release like I do. But comment down below if you've seen any of these three movies. If you like them more than I do, what your thoughts are on them. Yeah, I'm not crazy. I wasn't crazy about any of them. Hindsight being the best of the three, but even that's a far cry from anything I'd go out of my way to watch again. So, yeah, go ahead and comment down below your thoughts on those three. And of course, Night of the Living Dead. I'm sure everybody's seen that. Please like this video and hit the little notification bell down below so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. And be sure to subscribe to my channel down below so you don't miss any of my great horror content I have coming up, including I'll have an intro video in a couple of days for my next series, which obviously is going to be related to Christmas slash holiday horror movies as it was last year. I'll kind of go through that movie and as far as the movies that I'll be taking a look at and reviewing and talking more about that series. But thank you for watching this review series. Sorry that I didn't have a better selection, a better four pack here, but hey, live and learn. So hope everybody's having a good holiday season, but stay scared. Bye.